Hello, peace be with you. It's a special day today. While majority of you are listening to me, you might be fasting, and you know that is the International Day, the World Day of the Child Labor. And I think that while we are thinking about what is happening around the world and looking at sometimes our silence as human beings, it's quite worrying about our humanity and the way we deal with our own selves. And when people have no interest or no rights, for example, when it comes to the refugees and when it comes to the migrants, they have no civil rights, they are not citizens, and they cannot put some pressure on governments, so we neglect them. They are the lost, this is the lost struggle, or the lost struggles that we have in our societies. And it's exactly the same with children. It's as if because they are children and they have no political power, economic power, we neglect the whole things. While if you look at the world today, around the world, and no country can just be prevented or is not dealing with the issue when it comes to the child labor and how children are treated. In every country, you go to all the European countries, you go to the United States of America, in Latin America, in African countries, in Asia, in China, Indonesia, all the countries, in the Middle East, exactly the same. What do we see? What can we witness as something which is part of the reality of our world today? Children are abused in the way they are treated when they have to do with work, and exploited in a way which is a new slavery. So it's not a new slavery which is based on racism and structural way of dealing, but it's even worse than that. These are our children. These are the children of our humanity. So we can say and speak and carry on talking about, you know what, we are brothers and sisters in humanity. That's true. So what about our children? What about the fact that, for example, when we have now the European Cup, and we know how sometimes the balls that are produced, the shoes that are produced by this new slavery, with children being exploited in a way which is unacceptable, working up to 18 hours a day with no rest, and sometimes they go to school and then after school they have to work when it comes to some European countries, and they are exploited, beaten, and no one to speak up. And we have to wait for this day, today, the International Day, just to be able to say something. So as I was listening to media coverages today, I just, have been involved in this struggle for years, and trying to speak about children's rights, because once again we don't care if the people who are talking about have no power and cannot put some pressure on powers. I think that this is where we as citizens and as people with at least the minimum of what we call humanism, we are thinking about our common humanity, and we are talking about our children, and it's a shame for our humanity to treat our children in such a way. It's a shame. So what can we do? Yes, we have to speak up, we have to denounce, we have to say something about this. We shouldn't be silent, never. But we also can think about what we are buying for our own children. When it comes to shoes, when it comes to what is produced by some transnational corporation, and just to ask them, in the name of our common dignity, in the name of our common humanity, if you want us to buy, just produce with dignity. And it's also about promoting wherever we can education for all. That's the basic rights. That's a basic right for our children, and this is among the basic rights. It's about education and to have a home, and just to be able to grow and to evolve. depending on your nature, by having a home, having a family, going to school, getting some knowledge? Is it not what we should expect? Is it not what we should struggle for? So we can sit down and speak about, you know what, our religions of peace, and our philosophies, our philosophy for common rights and dignity. But at the end of the day, if there is nothing practical, if there is no real a struggle, if we are not committed to our values, if we're not consistent with this, if not only our humanity went through slavery in the name of religions, in the name of races, in the name of, gender issues, and still today we have this with poor people, with women, and then we also are doing exactly the same with our children. I think that this is a call for every one of us to think about our respective responsibility. Our respective responsibility in what we buy, what we eat. And as around the world Muslims are fasting, we need to think about this. We need to think about the way our world is important. That's very important. And that's essential. It's a question of consistency. It's a question of dignity. And a humanity that is dealing with its own children the way we are has no real dignity indeed. Peace be upon you. And don't forget to tell the people you love that you love them.